Hi Persisters, Alison Thompson here. Just going to take a little mental health break, and I thought I'd wander you around the garden and show you some things. As a lot of people know, I've been a first responder since September 11th, 2001, and been out in the field for every major disaster around the world pretty much for the last 21 years. And when I come home, I'm so used to death and destruction and collecting bodies and all that sort of stuff that I wanted to create a sanctuary, just somewhere I could bring things back to life again and just work on the garden, and I work on it with my husband Albin. And when I get back from trips, we don't go out, we just stay home, we get a glass of wine or something and put some nice jazz on, and then we garden, and we love it. And there's a lot of sustainable things we can learn to do. So I'm going to walk you around the garden and we'll have a little look. It's only a little garden, but I love it, and it's a little sanctuary full of birds and butterflies. We try to do natives, but there are some other things like a lot of fruit plants, banana trees, etc. Might be able to get some ideas. So while you're at home, you might be able to do some things in your backyard. And it's important that as these disasters and things like this happen, we be more sustainable and start to grow around food. And I'll show you all the different types of foods that we're growing. Okay? Alrighty, let's go. I'm going to turn this around. Oh, I don't know how it works. There's some pretty flowers here. This is a little bar area. Albert built this out of all the bottles he collected that he drank over the years. It's a little fence we built and painted it green, and then we put this vine on. And once you start it off, it grows beautifully and all around. This is a little thing we built to put herbs and spices. It's actually looking a bit sad right now, but it has been flourishing. It's a vertical garden, so if you have a little space, you can go up and down like this. Aren't these flowers beautiful? They just keep exploding daily. This is a lychee tree. Behind it, there's a lot of bananas. Just started with one little banana from Galloway's. Better to go there, I think, than Home Depot, because there's a lot of aphids and things that destroy your plants from Home Depot. This papaya, we've got this eggplant going on. These avocados, what we do is when we eat something, we actually don't throw away any seeds, because there's no reason. There should be a shortage when you see a papaya and how many seeds are inside that. So what we do is, I've got another example here, is just put it in a little cup inside in the kitchen with 3 little picks. And then eventually it just starts to grow. And then when it gets big enough, we're about to transplant that into something like this. And then if you can see in the far part of the garden, there's like a 30-foot avocado tree. So a lot of these trees and fruit plants, we just grew from eating them. Little section over here. We have a lot of tile, Cuban tile down here. It's fun to do art projects with different colors of tiles. And this one we actually made by ourselves. Albert and I spent time painting this. It's kind of a mixture of an Irish background and the Celtic background and the Cuban Spanish emblems. We had fun doing that. It took us a long time. These are some orchids and some butterflies I did when I was actually working for a fascist leader somewhere. And when I got free, I wanted to commission some yellow butterflies to show that I was free again. This is a monarch tree. We've been growing these monarchs. Can you see these little butterflies? Well, they're caterpillars right here. And then given birth to about 300 or 400 caterpillars, monarch butterflies in here. They come up from Mexico every year. It looks a bit poor right now because they've been eating it alive, but soon they'll be turning into some more monarchs. Bougainvillea. Now, desert roses. These are really good because you don't have to do anything. They just grow and grow, and they flower and flower daily. And they just add something beautiful to the backyard, and they draw all the butterflies and bees in. You can see some more tiling here. We've got a Fibonacci maze going on here. We're not finished. Our house was destroyed. Our backyard was destroyed during Irma. We had 5 foot of ocean flow through here. We're about half a block from the ocean, which overlooks Key Biscayne and everything, the ocean out there, and it flooded through here, and it was so devastating because when I come back from disasters, this is my sanctuary, but my sanctuary was gone. We lost a lot of 30-foot trees and lime trees and all sorts of things, and it was really devastating. But we've worked hard on it. It's coming back. We still have a long way to go. There's a fireplace in the middle here where we like to have a drum circle at night under the stars and the moons. So maybe all the persisters one day you can all come over and we'll have a nice little party and a nice little chat. These statues were in Wynwood from a Mexican artist. We're going to be putting those in the sea up in the north campus of FIU. And the concrete is a special one from Israel where sea life and fauna and everything can grow on it. And we're going to plant mangroves in the middle of it. So we've got a few hundred around in the garden. So those will be going up there. These are the banana trees. We have some bananas up there. Can you see the bananas? We're about to chop this one down because it's ready. We've had some we've had 6 loads of big bananas lately. So got so many bananas in the freezer. You just store them, and when you're making pancakes or something, bring them out. They're very beautiful to just watch. What else have we got growing? This is a little area, romantic area. This is found this in the Panhandle disaster. I don't know if you can see it. It's a beautiful butterfly seat. This is all passion floras which explode in so many different purple flowers, and they attract all the different butterflies. This is all lit up at night. This area was destroyed in Irma, so we're going to get another egg. It's a cooking area down there that we can cook in. Strawberry guavas. We've got some coming through here. Some mangoes, some avocados, lots of flowered trees. These frangipanis were from the neighbours. I don't know if you can see in the far distance, but every time they chop them down, they throw them out the front, and I get them and I stick them in these pots. And they love that, and they just need a bit of rocks and loose soil. And then there's all sorts of different colours, as you can see here. This is a bit of a mess right now because I've been in the Bahamas disaster for a while, so we haven't had time to fix it. But this was inspired when we went to Cuba, this little thing. And then Albert built me a little swing. Instead of being in front of the TV all the time at night, we just wanted to recenter ourselves. We come out under the moon and the stars and we just talk and swing, and there's lots of wild flowers growing around it. We're about to put a little bit of grass in this area, so it looks a bit messy right now. Can you see the swings? There's a lot of beautiful flowers around here. And a couple of little poo-poos from the iguanas. This tree we ate. This avocado. Can you see that? We ate that, put it in the little jar, and then it grew to a big one. And that's been giving. This is citronella. So when we sit outside at night, it keeps away any mosquitoes, and it's working really well. Everything's a bit overgrown and run down. We haven't had a lot of time lately to work in the garden. More little romantic kissing areas. Let me see this little lizard down here. Hello, Mr. Lizard. Oh, there's one of them that stands and stands up to me, and it lets me get so close, and it just puts its little chin up. So there's all sorts of things going on. All sorts of plants. A couple of more of those. This is a little hideaway. We had actually a friend had a wedding in this little part, and take you inside. It's really romantic. Everything's designed about little romantic areas to kiss and cuddle, and this is what it looks like when you sit inside. And it's really nice. I'll take you up. Everything in this whole garden was designed and built by Albert and myself. We're not professionals or anything. We just go Home Depot and buy wood, and we just look it up on the internet and we do it. Samaya lemon tree. These are Indian River lemons. This spot is a really cute spot. It was our beautiful lime tree that gave hundreds of limes, but Irma unfortunately took it. So we're growing butterfly plants and all sorts of things in it. And it's just a little spot, a little reprieve area to meditate, send off a prayer. Got that in on the Golden Rock up in the highlands of Myanmar in Burma. And this is a little deck we're building up here so people can sit around the fire, and they're going to have cushions up there, but that's not finished yet. That was inspired by something we saw in Mexico in Oaxaca. Can't pronounce it really. Little fireplace where we have going. This is a beautiful sea grape tree, and it gives every year, and when it turns purple we make sauces and sea grapes and all sorts of things like that. I think I missed a few of the fruiting trees back there. Got some more tiles down here and all sorts of little plants and things going on. Yeah, so lots of orchids, just slowly building it up. So maybe you might want to think about doing something in your garden and be inspired while you're home. Just go outside and start creating. I know we get such joy out of it too. So I hope you liked the video. Little mental health break from sending out the N95 masks. It's been intense. The phone goes off the rocket every few seconds, but can't do it without you persisters. You've been such a good support, and let's all just join together because this too shall pass. My experience of zoonotic diseases around the world, the curve will finally go on and it will go down, but until science and technology catches up to it, we need to stay home and contain this thing. And it's a time for family and to spend more time with your family and get to know them a little bit more. I know our lives are rushing around and that, but it's a little time out, and don't be scared, but this will pass. And signing out. It's all about love in the end. Thank you.